When I first got into graffiti, I was mostly using spray paint and doing fill-ins. I really fell in love with drip tags. It became one of those things where I started using every alcohol-based or possibly drippy ink that I could get my hands on, and it kind of went from there. I've been into garage chemistry since I was probably 14, so alcohol-based inks and mixing to it makes sense to me. Since I understood how to dissolve things in alcohols, I just started doing as much research as I could on the subject and found as many chemical stainers as I could. 3 of them some people are familiar with, but 2 of them we found completely on our own and no one else uses. If you paint over it, it's going to show through up to 5 or 6 layers of paint. If you're trying to remove it with chemical solvents, chances are you're not going to get it off, or if you do, there's going to almost for sure be a ghost left behind, which is to say a smeared but still visible tag. And that's really what we make Oink Ink for, is for our users to be able to have the messiest tags on the block. Most ink companies are just rebottling industrial products. So they're rebottling industrial inks or rebottling shoe polish. With Oink Ink, we use an alcohol-based printing ink, and then we mix in industrial dyes, and then we mix in 5 special stainers. So with Oink Ink, you're guaranteed to have something that stains harder than the competition and has qualities that other inks don't have, even ones that claim to be hard to buff. The reason Oink Ink costs so much to make is because we're not just rebottling an industrial product. The main thing is that we're purchasing kilograms of raw powders, sometimes 50 grams per every 5 gallons or more. And so it makes the costs go through the roof, but with those high costs, we provide a product that's unparalleled in the market right now. To make the original black Oink Ink, we start with non-porous black alcohol-based printing ink. Then we mix in black industrial dyes. And then from there we add 15 grams of 5 different chemical stainers. We mix it for about 30 seconds, and then we let it sit for about 24 hours before we bottle up the ink and send it to our customers. The cost of making Oink Ink is sky high in comparison to other inks, but I think it's worth it because it gives our customers a staining ability that other ink companies that are just rebottling shoe dye could never allow. I would say the main danger of making ink is grabbing a bunch of shit from underneath your mom's sink and mixing it together because you think it's going to do something when you really don't understand the chemical properties of what's going on. You need to research how certain chemicals are going to interact with each other and things of that nature. So for us, it's reasonably safe. I mean, I still get ink splashed in my eyes all the time, and there's still the fact that if I don't wear a respirator, I'm going to end up coughing up purple and blue next day because all the powders that I breathed in. But if you wear a respirator, you wear gloves, proper protective material, it's really not all that dangerous. The main place where danger comes in is if you've got some 13-year-old kid who doesn't know what they're doing, mixing bleach with paint, for example, which will blow up a house if there's enough of it. Why do I think people do graffiti? I think different writers have different motivations, but I think the main reason that most of us are in this is for the rush you get when you're actually doing the activity. You know, some people, it's for the fame so they can take a picture and put it on the internet or show it to their friends. For some people, it's just for the fact that they want to. But for a lot of us, it's the fact that the feeling you get when you're actually doing it, there's nothing else like it. I think the main idea is that you can hit 100 tags in a night, but you can't really do 100 fill-ins in a night. And if I can hit 100 tags, chances are you're going to see 30 or 40 of them next week, even after some of them got buffed. And if I'm using Oink Ink, which maybe 20 to 50% of the tags are still going to be visible after they're buffed, then I'm bringing it to a whole new level of coverage where my shit's really going to stay up without even having to use etch or more damaging products. As far as whether or not I do graffiti anymore, I've gotten quite a bit of public attention from the company, and especially from the fact that our ink is so hard to buff. So I don't do graffiti anymore. Maybe occasionally if I'm out of town I'll catch a tag or 2, but these days the risk just isn't worth it for me. Because the reality is if I'm in jail then there's no more Oink Ink. But I do get plenty of satisfaction from knowing that I'm giving high quality writers the best products that they could ask for at the best price possible. But you can ask the real heads, the original black Oink Ink is the hardest staining ink on the market. Our new colors, the red, the blue, and the green, have completely locked down insides. They all stain the color that they are, and we've had people across the world that are telling us that nuts. Really, bro, the reality is if I wanted to make a living, I'd still be selling drugs instead of making ink. I don't make you know, but I do it because I love it and I want to see more people leave stains. And so yeah, the reality is you can ask around from Copenhagen to California. Real heads know about the original black Oink Ink. It's been leaving stains all over the place. And we'll have our new outdoor colors by the end of the year, all of which are going to stain the same way the original black does. OinkArtLTD.com is the best because we have the best prices and we offer the fastest shipping. The reason I started this company was because I was dissatisfied with my service from other online graffiti stores. We work hard every single day to make sure that we provide the very best customer service that we can. Sometimes we fall short, but more often than not, we get emails from people saying how they received their product in 2 days and how pleased they were. So really just keep an eye on oinkartltd.com. The best prices, the best product line, and the fastest shipping, period.